from now on is The Witches.
This story is about a little boy who encounters a witch, but not just any witch, the Grand High Witch, the ruler of all witches of the world. But the Grand High Witch couldn't go in public looking like that, so of course she has to have a very clever disguise that she can cover up whenever she goes out. In this world, witches blend in with society. Although they are bald and have extremely long fingernails and square feet and no toes, they wear special shoes, gloves, and everything like that to blend in with society. Their whole goal in life is to kill children. Since children smell like dog poop to them, all they care about is wiping out all the children on the earth, and that is their sole purpose in life. Anyway, the Grand High Witch catches the main character and turns him into a mouse. Her purpose is so that he dies in a mousetrap, and she didn't even have to kill him. Anyway, long story short, the main character put the formula that the Grand High Witch used on him in her soup in the middle of a restaurant, and she then turned into a mouse, causing a chef to kill her and squash her with a pan. Now I will go through each literary element in this book, which you probably have no interest in, so just try and pay attention. On page 12, there's a flashback as the narrator gets into a story that he's going to tell to the reader. On page 61, there is a hyperbole or extreme exaggeration, where the author describes a bunch of women talking their heads off. Although they are not actually doing this, the author puts this in there so that the reader knows that the women were very talkative and chatty. On page 65, there's a metaphor, when the narrator describes the Grand High Witch as being as short as a toddler. By doing so, the author has now allowed the reader to visualize how short this woman really was. On page 187, there is an example of irony, because the Grand High Witch turned into a mouse, which is exactly what she planned to turn thousands of children all over the world into. This enhances the story because the reader can now make that connection. From page 116 on, it is an example of personification, as the main character has now been turned into a mouse and can talk. By the author having the main character turn into a mouse, it definitely gets the story more exciting and thrilling. If you ask me, I feel that this book is not important at all, nor does it have a message. It's just a fun book for kids to read, and it's a really great story.